Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing low-code and no-code approaches, as well as bespoke software with Thorsten. Hi.
Hi.
Let's start with the basics. Low-code and no-code approaches are seen as quick solutions for businesses. At the same time, bespoke software is seen more as offering more control and scalability. So I wanted us to kind of go through these approaches a little bit, especially in terms of long-term perspective, and compare them a bit.
So no-code and low-code platforms are designed for rapid development with minimal expertise. They offer drag-and-drop interfaces, pre-built templates, and quick integrations. This makes them well suited for straightforward projects like building an MVP or a simple internal tool. However, these platforms come with limitations. Customization is restricted to what the platform allows, and scaling can become challenging as your business grows or your needs become more complex. Bespoke software, on the other hand, is tailored to a business unique requirements from the ground up. It offers complete control over features, scalability, and integrations. While it requires a higher initial investment and longer development timeline, it ensures long-term adaptability and eliminates risks like vendor lock-in. Essentially, bespoke development is about creating a solution that evolves with your business.
Yeah. Going a bit further in that direction, in what situations is it more suitable to go for a low-code, no-code approach potentially, and in what situation is a bespoke software solution needed?
So low-code and no-code platforms allow for rapid prototyping and deployment and can initially bring up an application in days to weeks. By reducing the reliance on developer resources, a business department can translate its knowledge into an application that supports mechanical daily operations. This allows them to create solutions without the need to transfer knowledge or articulate their logical requirements to an IT department or a software company. If your project has unique features demanding non-functional requirements or will become a business-critical application, bespoke development is the better choice. For example, business needing to process complex data, optimize workflows, or ensure high performance can quickly outgrow the capabilities of no-code or low-code platforms. Another red flag is if you're concerned about vendor lock-in or have strict compliance and security requirements. Bespoke development lets you retain ownership of your data and source code, which is crucial for regulated industries. If scalability and long-term cost control are priorities, bespoke solutions are often the only viable future-proof option.
Yeah. So we have mentioned that scalability and control are hallmarks of bespoke software solutions, and I wanted us to touch on the role that this plays for businesses in particular that are part of fast-evolving industries.
Scalability and customization give businesses the ability to grow and adapt without being held back by platform limitations. In fast-evolving industries, staying competitive means being able to innovate quickly, integrate new technologies, and refine your processes. Bespoke software can be built with scalability in mind, ensuring that it performs reliably as your user base grows or your workflows become more complex. One example is data access. Database queries in a low-code, no-code scenario are optimized to work well in many situations and software designs. Bespoke software can optimize queries to work best in your scenario. Often that can speed up to even magnitudes for not only a better user experience, but also savings in infrastructure or fees, talking about cloud or platforms. So overall, no-code, low-code platforms are designed to handle general use cases, which means their infrastructure may not be optimized for high performance or resource-intensive tasks. As complexity increases, performance can decline, and you have little control over optimization. At CID, we've seen clients achieve significant efficiency gains and long-term savings by investing in scalable custom solutions. Customization also ensures that the software fits your specific needs, rather than forcing you to adapt your processes to the limitations of a platform. Deciders can imagine what an optimized workflow in their company will save every day in terms of working time or wasted communication. A company is an organism with organs and complex flows. Software has become the blood of that organism and has to ensure that it can support all parts while growing and in stressful situations.
So you mentioned vendor lock-in before, and it is clear that vendor lock-in can become a major hurdle for growing a business. So I wanted us to kind of touch on what vendor lock-in is and entails, and how it affects the different approaches or directions that we're talking about today, and also how we can limit risks that come with vendor lock-in during software development.
So vendor lock-in is a significant risk. With no-code, low-code platforms, your application exists entirely within their ecosystem, making it costly and disruptive to migrate or adapt as your needs change. In contrast, bespoke development ensures that you own the source code and intellectual property, giving you the complete control. That is why at CID we've always prioritized fair contracts, forming hybrid teams of client-side development and transparent development practices to empower our clients. We also focus on building solutions that can integrate seamlessly with existing systems and scale as needed. So businesses aren't forced into unnecessary compromises. If you find yourself in a situation where a low-code, no-code platform is a good choice, ensure that your preferred platform allows for easy data exports and the option to export logic in a readable manner. This can lower the risk of vendor lock-in and enables slightly easier migration.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk about the role that expertise plays next. So we have seen in many past projects that developing a bespoke software solution rarely is about writing code alone. So what difference does it make when overcoming business hurdles or challenges to have an experienced team in place?
Experience is everything. Building software really isn't just about writing code. It's about understanding the business problem, optimizing workflows, and designing for future scalability. An experienced team can foresee potential challenges, identify opportunities for efficiency, and deliver a solution that aligns with your strategic goals. Complexity will not decrease using a low-code or no-code platform. Issues simply can't be clicked away. On the contrary, they get hidden and can't be seen in time. In my blog post, I refer to Excel as a low-code solution in companies for decades. Initially, it offers help fast, then suddenly becomes a pain if you rely on it for too long. We often work closely with business departments during requirements engineering to ensure the software not only meets their needs today, but remains adaptable for years to come. This collaboration is something platforms simply can't replicate, and it can stimulate and challenge stagnant processes, ultimately leading to better optimization for digital transformation.
So let's talk costs next. Low initial costs are one of the things that people probably think of first and that they appreciate about low-code, no-code platforms. And at the same time, it can often be tricky and a little bit hard for people to compare these costs with the costs that are involved with bespoke software development. So I wanted us to kind of touch on that a little bit, compare these costs, but taking into account the overall life cycle of a project.
No-code, low-code platforms may have lower upfront costs, but these can escalate as your usage grows. Subscription fees, additional features, or user licenses can add up quickly. Bespoke development, by requiring a higher initial investment, provides long-term value through greater control and scalability. With bespoke solutions, you're not paying for unnecessary features or locked into a rigid pricing structure. Instead, the software is designed to align and grow with your business goals, starting very small even, with which can result in significant savings and efficiency gains over time. It all depends on the present and future characteristics of your project and your business and IT strategy. I'm voting for making an informed decision.
Yeah, that's most important. So in some situations, it is actually a good idea to combine low-code and no-code approaches with bespoke software, so going for a hybrid approach here. Mm-hmm. However, sometimes it can be non-trivial to kind of strike the right balance and integrate these seamlessly. So what are your tips that you would give in that regard?
A hybrid approach can work well, especially when time and budget are limited. For example, you might use a no-code, low-code platform to prototype a concept or handle non-critical tasks, while bespoke development is used for the core business-critical functionality. At CID, we recognize off-the-shelf products as a significant advantage for many projects, and we help clients evaluate their needs and determine the best mix of tools. We also ensure that any no-code, low-code components integrate seamlessly with bespoke systems, minimizing duplication and maximizing efficiency.
Businesses and industries with strict compliance and security needs are in a little bit of a special situation when it comes to software solutions. Mm-hmm. And often for them, it ends up being the case that bespoke software is the only viable choice. What advice or tips do you have for situations when we are working with such critical requirements?
Mm-hmm. Compliance and security are non-negotiable for many of our clients. With bespoke development, you have full control over where and how your data is stored, processed, and protected. A bespoke software solution can run in basically any data center that fulfills your compliance requirements and migrate it over if those change. With low-code, no-code, you should check where in the world the platform and your data resides and if your compliance needs are fulfilled. At CID, we pay special attention to industry best practices for security and ensure our solutions comply with regulations like GDPR and HIPAA. We also design systems with built-in auditing and monitoring capabilities so clients can maintain compliance as their needs evolve.
Yeah. So we're almost at the end already. Before we conclude, making the strategic decision and picking low-code or no-code approaches, a hybrid approach or bespoke software can be hard from a strategic standpoint. So what is the key piece of advice you would give somebody who's struggling to kind of make that decision or come to a decision here?
My advice would be to start by clearly defining your goals, constraints, and long-term vision. Consider factors like scalability, performance, compliance, and the criticality of the application. We at CID can assist you by conducting a thorough needs assessment and providing guidance on the best approach. Whether it's a bespoke solution, a hybrid model, or even a short-term no-code, low-code setup. Our goal is to deliver software that fits your business perfectly.
Yeah. Thanks, Thorsten, for sharing these insights.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. As always, please make sure to also head over to the CID website for Thorsten's blog post with more details on this topic. Thanks again and goodbye.